Okay, guys, I just got back from visiting the horses, and my hubby and I did some errands, and I just figured I'd check, right? Because Sudani is here in the U.S. There's already an article right now. It just came up at 3:11. It's 3:44 Eastern Standard Time, and I'm assuming this is 3:11, the time I'm seeing it. It's translated, so this is right after their meeting. It says Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani reaffirmed his government's commitment to activating the Strategic Framework Agreement as he met with the U.S. President Joe Biden at the White House today. And that's exactly what his constituents wanted him to do, to finish that. And I talked about that this morning on this morning's live. So if you missed that, it was only 35 minutes. I will put the link down below so you can get more details about that. It says Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani met with U.S. President Joe Biden at the White House in Washington, D.C. on Monday evening, Baghdad time, during an official visit. It said the meeting, according to the readout, which is by al-Sudani's bureau, right? This is an Iraqi paper that Sandman gave me. It says, touched on the transition of the relations between Iraq and the United States to a sustainable partnership on economic grounds and within the framework of bilateral cooperation in various fields. The visit comes at a sensitive and delicate time for Iraq in the region and the developments of the situation therein. He said, stressing the need to work to prevent escalation, support stability efforts, and end aggression, and protect civilians, especially after the fall of thousands of Palestinian children and women. For his part, President Biden welcomed al-Sudani's visit, expressing his appreciation for the Iraqi government's approach to strengthening the Iraqi economy and achieving growth, especially in the energy sector, noting that the partnership between Iraq and the United States is pivotal and important for both countries. Okay, so that's our administration's response, right? Now, key points from al-Sudani's statement. This is al-Sudani's statement. These are the key points for his people, because this is the news article over there. Thanks for the invitation at a sensitive and delicate time despite domestic concerns and regional developments. This visit is important in the relationship between the two countries, which is witnessing a significant turning point. We are discussing the sustainable and main foundations for a comprehensive and long-term partnership with the United States. We aim to transition from a relationship of a security and military nature in a smooth, systematic, and well-studied manner to a relationship based on economic and cultural and political grounds in accordance with the Strategic Framework Agreement, saying not as much military anymore. Let's pay attention to this agreement, which I talked about this morning. So go there. The war on ISIS was the basis for the relationship between Iraq and the United States throughout the past years. We fought together and defeated terrorism. The victory over ISIS was important, and it was achieved as a result of the sacrifices of the Iraqi people, the solidarity of its components, and the support of the international community and friends from outside the international coalition. He's a good politician, I'm thinking. I'm just saying. What do you think? Comment down below. Then he pointed this out. Iraq is currently going through a recovery phase and is witnessing development and urban development projects. We will discuss the sustainable partnership based on the Strategic Framework Agreement, and we have developed a sound methodology for the military transition through the Bilateral Military Committee, which they just agreed to, which I reported on last week. The Bilateral Military Committee will assess the military situation, operational conditions, and the development of the capabilities of the security services, and we will abide by the outcomes of the committee. Okay, so this is all good. We are discussing within the framework of the committee security cooperation and the sustainable bilateral partnership between the Iraq and the United States. Remember, it's going from a global coalition to a bilateral strategic partnership for the military. Sandman has been very quiet. He's probably not able to speak to us. That's what I'm assuming. So, Sandman, if you're watching, please let us know how you're doing. We're praying for you. Currently, the Higher Coordination Committee is holding its first meeting on the Strategic Framework Agreement, and our government is serious about achieving and activating this agreement, which has many benefits that will be in the interest of the two friendly countries. Our presence here in Washington carries the Iraqi concern and the desire to improve the reality of our country and provide a decent living, services, and prosperity for a great people and a great country like Iraq. Nothing exempts us from our humanitarian obligations towards various issues, especially what is happening in the region. In a spirit of candor and partnership, we may disagree on some of the assessments of the current issue in the region, but we agree on the principles of international law, international humanitarian law, the laws of war, and the principle of protection. We reject any attack on civilians, especially women and children, and we urge commitment to international laws and conventions in protecting diplomatic missions. Humanity today needs an international system that respects these principles and values. He is going right along with the whole global things going on that nobody's talking about, except for me, because I see the big picture, because God gives me the big picture. So what do you think about that? I thought this was very well worded, very well timed. I would appreciate you subscribing and tapping the bell because you like that. That's enough for today, because that was the biggest thing with his meeting with Biden. He is going to do other things. He's going to a couple different states. So we'll see what happens. Tomorrow's another day. I will be bringing you information through Coffee and Conversations. Now I'm going to go over here because it's 3:50 and see what the rest of our beloved Intel staff is saying about, because they all have different guys. We all have a different piece of the picture. So I hope you will appreciate that I'm summarizing it. And I think I'm the only one summarizing it. And I'm giving everybody their own credit. So Frank26 says, Sudani, where are you going? 3 places: Michigan, California, Texas. Sudani goes to visit his people and his private banks. In Texas is where the CBI has its servers for its website. He has only 1 hour that he's dedicated to Washington, D.C. 6 days and 23 hours for the reforms. This trip is very powerful. Pimpy comes out and says Iraq is right on track to do some great things. They're going to continue to do that. Let's get this coalition forces out of there, plus the United States military, which is why I think al-Sudani's coming over here to talk to the presidency about getting these people out of there and leaving Iraq on its own devices. We'll see what happens. I agree with you. Claire, article, Iraqi, 24 sources. Al-Sudani will meet a delegation from the energy companies complex in Houston, which includes the largest oil, gas, and alternative energy companies. Militiaman, Sudani is going to need some exceptional strength, which is exchange rate oriented, to do business deals with the likes of General Electric, big oil companies, big solar energy. They're looking to get people in the steel industry, the rebar industry, the cement and companies, because they're going to need more than Iraq has on the ground. They're going to want the support from around the world, and al-Sudani is stating he's ready for business and opening to the world. Amen. Frank26, there was another quote from him from Iraq Boots on the Ground Firefly. Sudani is visiting Washington, Michigan, and Texas while in the United States of America. Frank said, understand the seriousness of this trip. It's not to go see some guy at the White House. It's to go lay out groundwork for both of the reforms. I agree. Now we're hearing from Mountain Goat today. Shafak News Agency followed the data and tables issued by the Ministry of Finance in April for the January accounts of the current fiscal year, which showed that oil is still the main source of Iraqi's general budget, reaching 90 to 89%. And it says the rentier economy is still in the main basis for the company's general budget. It is the oil economy of Iraq. But even with that economy alone, the Iraqi dinar can still maintain a realistic rate of at least $3 or more. And this is not considering all the other assets and the 2/3 more oil Iraq is pumping and selling since 1991, when the dinar was just around $3. So what do you think? Comment down below. Guys, I am just really excited because he's here. They're meeting with the president, which was the first of many meetings. He's here 6 days, 23 hours, with a lot of delegations. Yesterday we reported there's 3 plane loads of his people, including representatives from the Central Bank of Iraq. So what do you think they're doing while they're here? I'm excited. Are you excited? Please comment down below. This could be our week, right? We do know that I'm not going to say, right? Because I'm just not going to say, because I'm the faith and financial girl. I don't comment on political matters, but I love you all with the love of Jesus Christ. Are you excited? I was excited. I couldn't sleep last night. Part of it was excitement. Part of it was nervousness for the Zoom today. The Zoom today went very well for my Miracle Manifestation members. We also announced a free thing for Miracle Manifestation members. So they got that today. It's already posted today. They got that, and it's April 15th. Make sure you file your taxes. And hopefully, given the tax strategy session that I had on Saturday, you'll be able to get a refund. That's the whole reason, right? Use the tax laws to your advantage. That's what I teach. So God bless everybody. Have a great day. I'd love to hear from you. Comment down below. Let me know if you're new. Let me know if you've been here a while. Let me know if you still like these summaries, because I certainly feel there's a need for them in the community to summarize everybody's opinions, because we all got to stick together. We're all going in the same place, which is to finally see the money flow into our bank accounts. Amen. God bless. Have a good day.